In exactly 2 weeks, Canadians will elect a new federal government. Tonight's debates are designed to help voters make a very important decision.
If you want to see something different, watch the televised leaders' debate on Thursday. Elizabeth May is not one of these old-line politicians. In Elizabeth, you will see a true leader, one who is steadfast in her desire for a Canada that is prosperous, healthy, just, and sustainable.
We'll hear next from Harold Albright.
Almost 3 years ago, I stood before you as a first-time candidate. Since then, I've been privileged to serve you. From Kitchener to Conestoga, from Baden to Breslau, I have been active and accessible as your local Member of Parliament. As part of Prime Minister Stephen Harper's government, I've worked to lower your taxes and increase support for families and seniors. We've provided aid to help families at risk and directed resources towards helping youth make the right choices. It was our government that got serious with violent offenders and
we must now in this election decide what kind of country to entrust to the generations that come after us. This election will be about whether 20 years from now we will be able to look into our children's eyes and say that when we had the chance to stave off climate control, we led the world and did all we could do.
The commitments we are putting before the people of Kitchener-Conestoga in this election are about hope and opportunity for you, your family, your friends, your neighbors. They're about a future where you come first. There's many ways to measure the success of our riding. There's all kinds of statistics. For me, the most important measure of success is ordinary folks like you and I.
Thank you. This region faces a severe shortage of physicians. What will your party do to ensure the residents of this riding will have access to both primary care physicians and specialists and to shorten wait times in the healthcare system?
Thanks very much, Helen. The first candidate to respond will be Harold Albright.
Thank you for that question. It's clear from the record that the Liberals have cut $25 billion from healthcare during their time in office. And at this point, we are still repairing that damage that was done. Our record on this over the last 2.5 years is also clear. We have signed patient wait time guarantees, agreements with provinces and territories. We've added an additional $612 million to help provinces reduce their wait times. And in a very important initiative, we've invested $40 million in the Canada InfoWay project to help develop electronic health records, which will help to reduce medical errors. As I said earlier, Stéphane Dion and the Liberals cut $25 billion from healthcare and caused the crisis, and under Prime Minister Harper's leadership, we're getting these wait times under control.
Thank you. Orlando De Silva.
I know firsthand what it's like not to have a doctor. I don't have a doctor, family doctor in this region either. The Liberal Party recognizes the importance of having qualified physicians available to everyone and wait times that are reasonable in light of the circumstances of the surgery required. I see a Liberal government that will fund healthcare appropriately in cooperation with the provinces, and will also require or work with the provinces to ensure that qualified foreign-trained doctors receive their qualifications promptly in Ontario so they could fill the gap left in the healthcare system.
Thank you. And we'll hear next from Rob McNeil.
The New Democrats are going to increase the number of doctors being trained by 50%. We're going to commit $200 million a year, and that's going to amount to 1,200 additional training spots per year. Another 50% increase in the number of nurses being trained, which will be 6,000 additional nurses a year. We're going to forgive student loans for graduating healthcare professionals, doctors and nurses, who commit the first 10 years of their practice to family medicine. And we're going to work with the provinces and territories to finally fix Canada's foreign credential system by mirroring a doctor to a family practice to get them through their qualification period quicker and try to eliminate some of the holdups and the limited number of spots that they have in the hospitals for training.
Thanks very much. Jamie Crow.
I should say first of all that the Green Party believes that we have to use the full force of the Canada Health Act and federal spending power to oppose any steps that open the way to two-tier healthcare in this country. But regarding physicians specifically, one of the things that we have to do is address the wait period times by hiring staff to fill current positions and current closed beds that are currently available, and to fully utilize existing operating rooms in hospitals. The problem with healthcare today is the increasing cost of drugs. That's draining money away from direct patient care. And so that's one thing that the Green Party is looking to do, is to take advantage of our buying power and use that to reduce the cost of drugs on a countrywide basis, and to apply those savings in that field.
And we've heard that those who have been laid off from manufacturing jobs should simply retrain. However, thousands of people who have been laid off from manufacturing jobs, particularly here in this region, need to find a job now to make their next mortgage payment, for instance. And I'm interested in what each of the candidates would do to help these people find jobs right now.
My father used to work at Budd Automotive as a welder, and I remember when I was a child him being laid off. I have a cousin who works at Kitchener now, and he's been laid off, and it appears that that plant is going to close in the near future. It's not enough for a government to say, well, the employment rate is steady or even improved, when you have someone like my cousin being laid off. What do you tell them? What do you tell them when they don't have their high-paying job and benefits and they have to work in this industry? Now, the Liberal government will do something about it. We'll introduce an advanced manufacturing and prosperity fund.
Okay. We also are going to invest $1 billion, but we're going to center more of it on new emerging technologies, green technologies, companies that are innovated in a new energy strategy. People that are out of work don't want to hear long-term plans. They don't want to hear that they should pack up and move to the oil patch. People have homes and lives and families here. This area.
What we really need is we need programs coming from government that help to assist employees to get jobs, and not just leave the manufacturing sector to the vagaries of the market.
Well, our government has put resources where they are needed for retraining workers who lose their jobs, especially those who are closer to retirement, where the most vulnerable are. This started as a $70 million initiative to support older workers through retraining and education, internships and placements, and job skills training. And when Prime Minister Harper saw the uptake on that program, he increased its funding and extended the mandate beyond up to 2012. And as of this point, Ontario has already received $22 million through this targeted initiative for older workers. But let me say too, in regards to manufacturing, some of the initiatives we've taken, while we would all like a quick fix, some of these things will take a little longer. And one of the issues we've addressed is the accelerated capital cost allowance to help manufacturers invest in new equipment so that they can be more efficient and be more competitive to keep the jobs here that we already have, not lose more.